Hi! It is October, which means time to draw fun little monsters and autumn things and all kinds of stuff. So I made a list, well, 2 lists of things that I thought would be fun to, at random, merge one word from each list to then make a monster girl. I think this could be really fun, and you're totally welcome to also do this along with me or another time, or however you may want to go about it, or even make your own list. Like, you don't have to use mine. And that's what we're going to do in this video, is the first monster girl. I am going to use the Decider app that I have to pick from these lists. And yeah, so it's gonna pick one from the left and one from the right, and then we're gonna merge it together. Alright, so we got Castle Lake Monster. I think we can merge that into something. So for me, I'm going to cross off these 2 so that I don't use either one again, because I want to do multiple of these for October, because I think that would be fun. And I'm just gonna turn our canvas over, and right at the top, what we got, let's see. I think I kind of want to start with color palette, and I kind of want to do a lot of greens and aquas. And we don't have to stick to this, but color always gets me thinking. So let's put down a few colors we could use. I kind of want to go with like a lot of aquas, kind of the vibe I'm thinking of. Maybe more these lighter ones. Oops, we're on the same layer. Let's change this. And maybe some like yellows and grays because of that castle influence. Let's see. So she could either be a monster that lives in a lake that's got a castle in it, or like a sunken castle that's now underwater. I think I like that the castle used to be above water, but now it's underwater. And I think it's all broken down. Let's see. So maybe, well, let's do a little bit of sketching and then kind of make a few more decisions. So let's kind of sketch a little lake monster girl. So I'm thinking a little bit mermaid-like, but a little bit more aquatic and lake-like than I would imagine a normal mermaid, that at least that I imagine to be. Like maybe her eyebrows are fins, but instead of like our goldfish mermaid, they're longer and they go up into her. Well, we'll decide what kind of hair. I'm imagining some spots that kind of go off into fins, and maybe for her hair, they're also fins, kind of like her eyebrows, and just really a little bit more, looks like she lives underwater a little bit more than I usually draw mermaids, is kind of what I'm thinking for her, because she's not quite a mermaid, she's like something else. And then I imagine she'd probably be kind of green, is kind of what I think. So let's just put a little on there and see. I'm still playing around with the new brushes, but I don't really know what I like yet, other than a few that I used in my last video. So I feel like this is kind of what our lake monster could kind of look like, maybe. It's a possibility. We could even put more lake stuff in her design, so like more grassy things and plants. Like maybe she's got some lake plants tangled in her hair, fin hair. Or she even put them there intentionally. Okay, I think that this is a fun way to go about this. And then I wonder with the sunken lake, maybe she found some ball gowns that would now be kind of tattered and, you know, because they're old and have been underwater and unused for however long the castle has been sunk for. So let's think of some ball gowns maybe, because maybe she'd try them on. I'm kind of imagining her trying on the dress and then like swimming around with it. I think I am gonna rotate my canvas. Let's see. Let's move it down at the bottom or at the top. Yeah, that works right there. You can play around with this idea. So let me just kind of polish this up a little bit so we can read it a little better, and then see what we can't do about designing that dress. I feel like we have to give her some webbing, so we're gonna. I feel like I made our legs a little too long, so we're just gonna shrink them a little. Okay, so for the dress, I really want it to look like it's underwater. So it's going to be really like frilly down here at the bottom, I think. Or not frilly, but like a lot of movement. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how that movement might look. I feel like maybe it would be going more this way. I feel like we need a shape that goes in more of one direction rather than just filling out the page. I'm just gonna make our canvas a bit bigger and we're gonna try it again. Maybe a little bit more like that. So it's kind of like going in this direction. And then I also want to make it kind of look a little bit deteriorated. Like it's been underwater for a while and it's old. But she doesn't know that. She just was like, oh, what's this? So I kind of want to put like big holes and stuff in it and just probably when we color it, it might look a little dingy. And then we kind of have to decide what the top is gonna do. And if there's gonna be like multiple layers of dress. Maybe the top is also kind of deteriorated. And maybe it's got some plants, some underwater plants on it in spots as well. I kind of want the plants to come up and around it. Just really look enveloped. And I was thinking for her, I kind of want to give her like a tail. So it would come out the bottom and kind of, okay, good. I am on a separate layer so I can erase it. So kind of out the bottom and out this way. And obviously it would have fins on it. Now the question is it going to be like one fin or like split fin? I'll think about it. Our sketch is getting kind of messy again. Okay, I'm going to clean this up and probably do some line art, and then I'll meet you back after doing that because it's just going to be a lot of cleaning up, and then we'll talk about maybe if I change anything, I'll let you know what it was. But yeah, I'm going to do some line art. I'll be right back. Alright, so here was our sketch, and whoops, I had the wrong one. And there is our line art for our little lake monster girl. So I'm thinking, oh, well, first off, let me go over the things that I changed. I made her fins a little bit more fin-like, a little bit less feet-like, because I thought that would just add to the aesthetic a little bit better. I changed the scales on her face to be a little bit more like fins, and I did give her a tail. So, and it looks like I missed some erasing spots, so let me erase those right here by these leaves. And then, oh, I missed a few of them. Oopsie. Alright, so I'm trying to decide if I want to color this with like normally, the way that I normally color, or if it would be kind of fun to hop over into the new brushes again and do watercolors, since she's like a lake watery monster. I don't know, I think that could be fun. Give it that more of that aesthetic with a watercolor effect. If I were to do that, I think what I would do is lasso tool. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and block out just in gray different sections so that when we choose our colors, we can just slap them on with reckless abandon. It'll be in the right spot. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back again. All right, so here is all of the pieces blocked out just with gray. So I'm thinking that I turn them all to white. So they're still in their individual layers. And I'll probably lock all of them as well. So it's still separated out like this in all the separate layers, but they're just white now because I'm gonna go in over them. I really want to see if I can make this work because I think she would look neat watercolored. But we're still kind of picking out colors, and that way like all the edges are already cleaned up and I don't have to go in after and clean them up. I don't know, I'm just trying stuff out. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm in classic library and I want to be in, I still need to sort everything out and I just haven't done that yet, so I'm still swapping between. I did say that I liked the penguin brush, so I'm gonna clipping mask and just see what this would look like if I kind of just went over it. And it kind of, I feel like, would lose a little bit of like because if you go in and then you'd have some edges that weren't completely to the edge, And I feel like I am gonna lose that a little bit with this way of doing things, but we will see, because there's the penguin, so that would be like the texture of the penguin, and then obviously we would go back in and darken some of the areas and do stuff like that. So, well, maybe I'll do that right under the chin just to kind of see the layering effect of that one. And then let's try the other one that I really liked using so far is the specific golden, which I'll put down, and it's a little bit softer. So I think I might go with the penguin for this. And if I go in, what would it look like if I use one of these other ones? Actually, maybe that would be interesting if I went and shaded with that one. Here, let's clear. Go in. My brain is like going at a different speed than my mouth is. Ooh, this one is kind of fun and like really textured, which might be fun for this, but okay. We gotta pick. I'm gonna pick penguin, and I'm just gonna go in and lay down some flat colors, and then we can try and add effects on top from there. So, because I'm pretty sure I do want her to be this green color, and then yeah, so let's kind of go in and try and lay out some darker areas, because she does kind of have some gradients, and I feel like it'll be easier to do it here than later. And then I wonder if I alpha lock that and go in with a different color so that it doesn't darken the area by going over it again with the watercolor brush, and kind of add some color variation, because I kind of want it a little bit more of a light green to a dark aqua. And so yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And then oh, her tail, I forgot. So her tail, let's go in and color it as well. Kind of go in with the same look. I have not decided at all what I want this dress to look like, so we'll figure that out. Oh, but let's do these leaves first. And I think I want them to be pretty dark to kind of contrast with everything. Oh, we should do her fins. So for her fins, I wondered if we should make them fairly brightly colored so that they kind of stand out a little bit better. I'm trying to decide if I want that to be like a yellow or if we make them more blue. Oh, I kind of want to do the blue, because there's also green, but I think since she's a little bit more green, it'll be kind of more of an interesting, more visually interesting if they're a little bit of a different color so they stand out a little bit better. And for her eyes, I mean, I even did it here. I think I do want her to have yellow eyes. And I also have the hiccups, which is not great for trying to do a video, but anyway. So yeah, let's do her hair, and since her hair is similar to her fins, I feel like it would be similarly colored, but I still want her fins to stand out even from her hair. And I also want her hair to seem darker toward the base of her head, so that it's a little bit more apparent that they're see-through fins, if that makes sense. So again, a lot like this, where it's gonna be a bit darker right here at the base of the fins. All right, so for the dress, we could go in a purpley direction, or because I think that the purple would look really nice with these like aquas and greens, or we could go in like a dusty purple was kind of what I'm thinking. Like I could do a yellow dress to kind of match her eyes, or like a pink dress. Well, there's just so many things I could do. So let's just go in with a color and then just see how we feel about it. So if I did go in with a yellow and do a yellow dress, that feels a little bit bright, so I probably won't do that, but let's just get some color down and then we can make better decisions. So while I think that is interesting, I just don't think that that's really what I would want to do. So I'm just gonna group the dress, duplicate it and flatten it because I want to keep the layers, but we're gonna take them all and scrub and see what kind of color feels like it fits a little bit better with her vibe. Because a blue dress, like that would look kind of cool, but I think it starts to look kind of samey because it's similar to her skin and her hair, and I want it to kind of stand out a little bit more. So you could do like a dark blue, which could, ooh, that could be really cool, doing a darker blue. And then the other color I was thinking of was like a dusty purple, and I would want it to look a little bit grayish because we are under the ocean. So that's another option. Here, let's duplicate that and then go back in and see the dark blue again. So this would be the dark blue and this would be the purple. I wonder what it would look like if we had a gradient and was purple on the top and blue on the bottom, to kind of do something like that, or even reverse it and do purple on the bottom and dark blue on the top. Out of those, I think I like purple on the bottom actually the most. But I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that dark blue. So if we were to do a dark blue, let's go back in. Well, let me kind of nab, because this is like a dark turquoise almost. Well, kind of. And then go in with a bit of a lighter blue turquoisey kind of a color. I feel like we might need to change it a little bit more too. I don't know exactly how I feel about this quite yet. Let me redo this bottom and middle of the dress again. Maybe we even go in with a different texture. Yes, I do like going in with a different texture, I think. I wonder if I do that with the top as well. And I do want to add some purple. I changed my mind. I do want a little bit of purple in here. I just think it's kind of fun and mermaidy to have purple. Alright, and then I want to go back in to her skin layers. Oh, purple is kind of cool there too. Just kind of continue to add a little bit of color, because I do want these spots to feel more like spots, you know, with color. Add some more texture in here. What is this brush I just kind of grabbed? Bridgewater. I like it. Alright, and then let's see what we can't do about a bit of their coloring on these fins. I do want them to feel transparent, so we're gonna go back in and kind of color some of these areas where you would be able to see through and fill them in a little bit. I keep like grabbing to adjust my glasses, forgetting that I'm not wearing them right now. They were driving me crazy, so I took them off, but like I'm trying to push them up, but they're not there. It feels so weird. Okay, I'm not loving the dress. I'm changing my mind. Do I take away the purple? Or do I change the purple? Should the purple be green or yellow or something else? Or is it the main color that I don't like anymore? That could be kind of interesting. What if we kind of shift our idea a little bit and make her dress more red or like warm toned and see what we think about that? I kind of like that because it's just so contrast heavy from her, which I'm liking. I wonder if I take some blue and I do kind of add a little bit of blue in here to kind of make it feel a little bit more underwater. And I feel like it might be on these outer edges a little bit more, kind of where it would be fading out into the water. Maybe not this blue either. I might change that as well. Now that we've got some of this colored, let's change that background back to white. I think it'll help her stand out a little bit. I think that something that would help with this as well is probably just adding a little bit of textures on the background itself as well. And again, like I don't know if I would want it to be quite that blue because I feel like she's in a lake. I want it to kind of look very plant filled. So a little bit more aquas and greens rather than like strong blues. I feel like our fins are too bright. We're going back and forth and back and forth. I think I do like that better. I also kind of want to add a little bit of shading, but I want to do it the same way that I like to do it when I actually do watercolors, which I need to do some more watercolors, like real ones, because there's something, even though I like being able to do a very mess-free version of a kind of a feel about watercolors, it can't really replace feeling like real watercolors. Or even, and part of this is because I'm also still learning tools and everything, but I also kind of feel like it can't quite replicate the look of watercolors perfectly. And I'm totally fine with that because actually using watercolors, real watercolors in real life is so like relaxing to me. It's just such a nice experience. And I've said this to Cade many times that I love my digital art. I never want to, like, I don't think I'd ever just put it down forever. I'd always go back to it because, mostly honestly, because it's so mess free and I don't really have to clean it up after I'm done with it, because I always get really stuck in the moment and I make a big mess, and then when I'm done, I'm like exhausted and I just want to go to bed and I don't want to clean it up. So that's part of the reason why I like digital. But real, like, tangible art is it just is a different atmosphere around, like, when you're making it, and it just, I don't know, it feels a little bit more stress-free to me personally. I mean, this might be completely different for someone else, but personally, traditional medium is more relaxing. I feel like it's easier for me to just make something that makes me, like, I don't know how to explain it very well. Digital for me, I love it, and it feels a little bit more like something that I would share with someone else, something that I would make digitally. Traditional stuff feels a lot more personal to me, so I like to usually keep it to myself because it's a different process, you know? Anyway, I'm talking too much, but yes, I was gonna do something. Do you remember what it was? Now I don't remember. Well, I'll think about it, and while I do, I'm gonna lighten up some of these plant edges just because I think it'll look nice. Just on the ends, add a little variation. What was I gonna do? Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. I was talking about how when I do real watercolors, I like to use like a blue for shadowy areas. I just like the way it looks, and I kind of want to do a similar thing for this. If it works the way that I'm thinking it's gonna work. Let's get some more variation here in our fin hair. See if we can separate these fins a little bit better. I feel like I need to cool or warm up the blue maybe a little bit. Or maybe not. Maybe that kind of gets rid of the effect. Desaturate it or lighten it, darken it. Yeah. I kind of like that. I think I need to add a little bit more shading variation on her legs and her tail where I'm out of layers. I just feel like where they're behind everything, especially this tail, I want it to actually feel like it's behind. I'm sitting glued too close to my mic and I keep hitting it with my pencil. Oops. I kind of feel like the blue, I'm trying to decide if I like it or not. I'm kind of actually thinking maybe not, for the exception of what it added to her hair, but I might go back in and do that again myself. Or, actually, what I can do is I can just grab the hair layer, or the other layers, which is what I did, and trim it out and just keep the hair. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. So my thought process with her, oh, actually, we missed one thing. I do want to give her a little highlight in her eyes. Okay, so now the highlight is there. My thought process for her, because it was Lake Monster Castle was the mix. There was an old castle with big ballroom. They would throw a lot of balls there, and there were always big, beautiful ball gowns and fun ball outfits and stuff. But over time, that castle had eventually been abandoned and sunk into the ground and became, like, just over time was now kind of under a lake, or even like partially submerged. It didn't have to be completely submerged, but partially submerged. And the lake monster girl that lives in that lake, she came across the castle and was exploring it and found some of the old tattered ball gowns, and she was really interested in them and she's trying them on, and that's my thought process with her, how I mixed castle with Lake Monster. And I mean, I could have mixed it so that it was her castle and it was like an empire of lake monsters, but I thought this would be kind of a fun way to spin it. So anyway, I will put the prompt page that I made for October for the monster girls we're all gonna make. I'll post it on the community tab around the same time I also post this video, so you are able to look at it and try it out. And I input everything into this app that I downloaded forever ago that just will pick stuff randomly off of lists that I input stuff into, which is what I also do for my character creation videos, as I have 2 lists that I just like filled with different kinds of characters or aesthetics that I could then merge into a character. It's just fun to get like the creativity flowing and everything. But this is a different set of lists specifically that I made for October for our Monster Girls, and yeah, you can totally use it. I'm excited to do more of these because I think it's fun, and they have characters and creatures on here that I don't really draw very often, so I think it'll be fun to exercise a little bit of comfort zone stretching, I guess, and draw some animals or creatures or monsters or whatever outside of my comfort zone. I can't speak, so I guess that means I should be done. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.